Welcome back to Bazaar, I'm Inko, and it's time for another Mac run. I'm going to be posting this probably when the patch is going live during the downtime, and there's a good chance the run I'm showing you right now is about to get nerfed, because this is a Magnus Femur run. It's a really cool build. I've seen a lot of it on the ladder to the point that I'm pretty sure it's relatively consistent and not that hard to find the pieces for it, and it is one of the more forcible Mac builds. That's been my experience on the other side of it. And having sat down with the intent of playing it and successfully done it, maybe Femur builds are forcible. Not 100% sure if they are, but whether they are or not, they're certainly one of the things to be on the lookout for as a possible pivot when you're playing Mac, because Magnus Femur is absolutely incredible, one of the strongest win conditions Mac has, and I'm glad to finally get a run with it, especially at this last hour, because I'm not 100% sure it'll be surviving in its current state in the next patch, because it's definitely one of the stronger late games available to Mac, and one of the few things competing with Bug Dooley for dominance in this meta. And when I say competing, I don't just mean it's generally very, very good. I mean it is one of the few things I would even consider a counter to Bug Dooley. Let me show you why. Here's the run. Alright, another Mac run, and as always, going income start. Too many valuable things to pivot through, don't really want to pick anything else. And I'm very happy with Nerdy Kina, because that's an early store selling burn items, potentially at least. I do want to pick up Smelling Salts. Until day 2 is over, you have a shot at getting Rust, and Smelling Salts turns that into an incredible item. I also think Femur is just a really strong build. Nightshade's fine. It's not an awful item. You can definitely win fights with it. But I think I can do so much better. I'll take the Venomander to get a friend for Tiny Furry Monster because it's kind of hard to do that. And oof. Not really the store I was looking for here. I will take the Fire Potion before I leave. It can be a great part of an early burn board. Just a barrage of items immediately all dealing burn, usually built around Ruby, is enough to steamroll the first 5 days. Looking at these monster fight choices, obviously thinking about burn builds, I like Pyro a lot. I'm going to get a Pyro. There is some consideration to Bananable here if you had a Shard of Obsidian, like if I had first shop Ayla and got a Shard of Obsidian. Overheal Haste and the likelihood of me playing weapons for a long time, I'd probably end up going Bananable. But with what I've currently spent my gold on, it's highly unlikely I won't run a Shard of Obsidian, so I'll come to Pyro, pick up something for a burn build that makes me better, not sure what yet. And while we wait, I'll remind you that you can sub for more Daily Bazaar content just like this, and if you could leave a like at some point, it really does help boost the channel up the algorithm, spread the video around, helps the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Anyways, by the magic of editing, the Sandstorm is here, the Pyro is dead, let's see what we get. We have... pretty good. Probably second best behind the Fiery skill. Ayla's an awkward shop for me, man. I kind of really want to play a Femur build, but the only weapon a Femur build wants is the Femur itself. I'm perfectly happy to just upgrade Venomander. Wait, let me check if Venomander is one of the upgrades where the regen spikes. I don't actually think it is. I think Venomander is a balanced one, and it just goes up 1 poison, 1 regen. Yeah, no, Venomander's only going to gain 1 regen. There are a lot of items, like Hot Stones, that jump a ton of regen when you upgrade them. I believe Incense is in the same category. Yeah. But the Venomander upgrade is honestly not a huge deal. I am going to take the upgrade on Smelling Salts, actually. I think that's a genuinely very good item. I don't think Ayla's a very good shop for me. So Smelling Salts can be very good down the line. Again, I'm looking to try to force a Femur to a little bit here. Oh, Tiny Furry Monster against Andy. You can't go Tiny Furry Monster here. My odds of winning right now are like almost 0. I still haven't spent the Cinders. I'd rather not spend them on a 1 ammo fire pot, but I'll probably do it before the day takes over if I have to. We're looking to win our day 1 fight by stacking regen, so Myrrh is good in that regard. Hourglass isn't. Shard of Obsidian's fine. You can do a lot worse. Currently, it's probably going to end up being better in my fight than a Fire Potion. Reason being, the Fire Potion basically just, I use the Cinder, it deals 8 burn. 8 plus 1 is 9, divided by 2, 4.5, times 8. That's 36 damage on the Fire Potion. So you end up getting a little bit less damage on the Shard of Obsidian, but it's going to purge all stacks with poison and burn over the course of the fight, end up being worth much more defensively. But at the same time, I can do so much better than either of these that I don't think it's worth the money. That's not terrible, that's regen, and that's the game plan currently. As much as I wanted to play burn, if I'm doing regen stacking, let's do regen stacking. Venom's worth considering due to Poppy Field and Spider Mace. I don't really think I want to use it though. Like, it really meaningfully hurts my ability to pick up a lead generator, pick up all the stuff I need to either make a good regen defensive build, a good offensive poison build. I have nothing leading me into Poppy Field at all right now, and I think that pushes my economy too far. It doesn't benefit me now. I don't think it ever benefits me. I think this is the best we can do for day 1. And this definitely beats a lot of builds, but with no increased health, no base regen, it loses to a lot as well. Starting skill crit chance with Shark Claws. Oh, that's rough. I think Shark Claws might just scale enough to kill me. Also, Dock Lines are crazy. He has Silver Dock Lines on day 1 because... rude. He has Silver Dock Lines on day 1 because you get guaranteed silver items when you go to Lost Crate for medium. 30%, 100%, who could possibly say what the difference is? It's hard to tell what the odds really are, you know? I'm glad he at least got his crits out early. My chance of winning is higher if the 30% of hits that are actually crits are the first ones due to how scaling works, but I'm pretty sure I lose. If he gets another crit at any point in the fight, I'm 100% sure I lose. But we're actually set to win if I don't get hit by the last crit, and we might still win even if we do. Holy shit, we actually beat that. It really wasn't off to a good start with the Shark Claws crits, but it is only at bronze, it's not that terrifying. Regen stacking, poison stacking, they're both very strong. My opponent doesn't kill me quickly. And with only one weapon, yeah, we're just safe, apparently. JJ versus Jungle Ruins. I like the Jungle Ruins. I like the 3 regen as just an option. But I can't go there. I've got to go JJ. I've got to find the items that make this character work. Well, there's Incense and Malt Meal, both of which make my current build a lot better by speeding up the haste on smelling salts a lot. I also like having a Malt Meal just in general. I don't ever want to play a retort, and I don't get the lead from it today. Like, I know the lead generation's so valuable, but I'm trying to consider if there's a way to not buy it. I don't think there is. I think I have to buy the lead generator when I see it. Definitely won't kill an ink. Right now, the question is, would I rather run Hemlock for 2 poison, or would I rather run the Malt Meal for 1 slow, which comes up to be a bit more haste? It's a tough call, really. I'm not quite sure which one's better. We're not getting the burn out as we were looking for. I just don't think it's worth spending the gold on that.
Another step forward on my path.
Let's see what our skills have for us. Yeah. Dumpster diving I view as like largely detrimental. It's just a very bad income option that can mess up your stash organization later. Here, I don't think right-handed does anything with any way this build logically progresses. We obviously just slap these two in, having not bought the Hemlock. Spending 2 gold to roll here sucks, but I'm going to. We have Fiery with no burn, left-handed. I'm gonna be taking Final Dose for obvious reasons. Well, I'm very happy to get B1, B2. That's a fantastic hit, because it means we can upgrade the Incense, which is a tremendously well-scaled item. Goes from 1 slow for 1 and 1 regen to slow 2 for 1 and 3 regen, and we definitely beat Rogue Scrapper. We have a permanently hasted 4 poison 2 multicast item, a lot of regen generation. The issue is that, like, right now, there's, I think, no shot that we beat either... Yeah, I think there's no shot we beat either Day 3 hard fight. We definitely 100% lose to Scout Trooper presently. I have a hard time imagining we poison enough to beat Aetheryte either, or regen enough to tank it. It's surprisingly close to being able to tank an Aetheryte. Although the fight looks like it would go so long against Aetheryte, there'd be too many shots for it to crit us around Sandstorm. I'd be very stressed about fighting Aetheryte currently. For our PvP fight, though, that looks really good. Unless they kill us immediately, we have good odds. Gearnola's pretty weak, though. Anyway, I would love to go get a burn item and boost my economy. Not so much go to heal and regen items, because even though I run several, it's a terrible shop in general, bad for rerolling. Is it a terrible shop in general? I feel like Herma's bad. It's definitely bad if I'm specifically tunneling after a Femur build, but I'm going Mountain Pass every time. My question is just, do I want to escort the convoy or take the guaranteed experience? I think I beat every fight except for the Day 3 hard fights. Obviously, leveling up on Day 2 is really important for Max, so this is very genuinely risky. Rewarded, no punish. This is just better than the alternative, but you have to actually hit a fight for that to be the case, which is terrifying. Hardshell would be very nice as a Mac player. Coconut, 30 max health is honestly still great for me. I wouldn't even want to transform it, I'd use it immediately. Pressure Claw and Seashell are just 2 different variants of 2 gold. I think we're actually strong for Day 2 since we leveled up, although we do kind of need to put an item on our board. Right now we're just sort of throwing in a base value retort, which isn't great.
Specimen for my collection.
I'll take that particular flavor of 2 gold, I suppose, and a bronze tier loot item. Gotta push my economy here. I cannot afford to do something weak. I'm just gonna go to a shop like a normal person. Right now, that's how our board fills out, which is not very impressive. I can take a random silver medium instead of going to middle. There's not like a medium item I'm looking for that's going to fix this board. So I'm going to take +4 gold instead of going to middle to spend 2 gold looking for something. Reload an item, gain 2 regen. 2 regen every 4 is logically worse than 6 poison every 6. This isn't necessarily bad. I could easily see myself running this with potions in the near future, but for now, I have no reason to care about it. And I am going to sell the feather, even though I don't have any like late game plans assembled yet. It's too important. It can impact my results here too much. Anyway, we're up against the Vanessa. This is historically the thing early game Mac is worried about. This is what the Vanessa wants to see when they sign up to play Vanessa, and they are doing the weapon spam. That doesn't look too bad. They're all bronze, no skills. Yeah, I think we're just fine. I think we just don't die to the opening volley and then easily out regen after that. Because, like, just immediately 9 regen is so much. It's not enough to beat him yet, but it's enough to slow down the death, and eventually I will outscale and be healing rather than losing health. Oh, also, the shotgun does just run out of ammo. Forgot about that minor detail. Yeah, absolutely crushed. Very happy to see it. This is part of why it's so important to level up on time. Although I think even if I had missed the level in this particular matchup, I'd have still won without the retort or the extra health. Always very, very happy to see Max starting off 2-0, especially when I'm sort of forced into playing a poison build. Kina's a great shop. I would love to go to Kina, but C-Fight, Click Fight. I live by that. I want to go to Kina. I'm not going to let myself convince myself not to take the fight option, even if 1 XP is arguably as good as a good shop. Freeze item, chocolate bars, JJ. See, normally when I go to chocolate bars, it's because I'm transmuting a lot of lead. Don't really do that yet. I can sell, like, just these 2 shit items, right? It's not a problem. Why am I organizing my board backwards? I don't know why I did that, and it really upset me when I realized I was doing it. I can sell these 2, get 150 extra health. I think that's necessary for me to feel safe against the Scout Trooper and Ether, right? I think I actually do beat Ether right with Premium Chocolate, by the way. This extra health is a huge deal. I said Ether right. I meant to say Scout Trooper. But both of them, probably. With 500 health and regen stacking build, also the amount of slow that I have with these 2 silver items, I think we would have beat both. We can always lose to Ether right? You can just get unlucky with crits and get beat into the ground, but this is a lot of regen, a lot of poison. They should die around Sandstorm. And I should regen enough to survive as long as I don't get crit multiple times. Alright, we're at the point where a crit does one-shot us, unfortunately. Not that it actually had time to resolve. Okay. We killed them 22 seconds in. That's really reassuring. I didn't think we actually dealt that much damage. Barbed wire is not what I'm looking for. I'm really looking for rigged specifically anytime I go there, but I'd rather not get a small item. Upgrade a bronze tier item. Awkwardly, I don't have what I care about. That's not true. Transforming moth meal at bronze is no longer as good because it cannot hit specifically energy potion. There's not a lot of bronze items I care about, but the moth meal upgrade is so bad that I really don't want to click it, man. I'm going to upgrade my lead generator. I think that's the right play. Even though I don't want retort on my board, just taking essentially 5 income with extra steps does seem like it's going to be worth it in the long run. Quixel's a fine shop. Don't care. Gotta go to Mandala. Gotta make my income. Shard of Obsidian. Well, it can go on a board. So right now, we just like put this in because it generates regen. I suppose that at this point, we would have the seller. We'd put in Fire Potion and sell the Cinders. This would be the board. I like Finn's Big Bite for the health and regen. I really do, but I have to go Andy here.
Never debase my wares by.
Well, there's the energy potion. I do want to buy this and hold this all run in case I happen to find specifically heavy enchant down the line with a Magnus Femur build. It's also arguably just better now defensively than getting any amount of burn from Fire Potion, because this is the only thing I do that cares about shield anyway. So I'd rather run that currently in the first place. As for a sleeping potion, I don't know, man. It is faster. I don't know that that matters to me. I think we want the board wide haste there. I'm going to roll. I just don't think Sleeping Potion is what you're looking for with a build like this. Definitely taking the Myrrh, increasing regen by 2 every time it goes off is big. And I don't think this is actually happening anymore. I think that I'm keeping these. I'm looking to sell this trash. Oh yeah, also I have a silver retorts. That made it very obviously correct to transform something. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's too late. Much too little, much too late to go into a burn build, so we'll leave. One win on Dooley. Dooley's definitely the thing I'm most scared of on Mac, because a high roll on a drill build will just obliterate you. I have played so much Dooley off the camera, and I have killed so many Macs with crazy early drill builds. I don't know if that's a crazy early drill build, but it's probably good enough. Although, I'm not sure what the correct positioning for the core build. It's always very weird. I don't think we win. The amount of poison output here is just high enough that it's basically all my regen can do to stop it, so I'm just going to die to the drill. 3 poison on Yellow Mantis, and improved toxins with the extra poison on everyone. Weird build. Never quite seen a early Dooley like that, but apparently it's good enough. 80 health versus Kina. There's a lot of things I would like to find at Kina. I'd also just like to have 80 more health, though. I think currently my build has 2 very weak items. I think Kina's more important. I'm also ahead on XP. I'd like to fix my health through experience instead. Well, there's the rest of the burn build that I didn't believe I could assemble. I think it's still right to have not gone into it. Do I want a calcinator? No, I don't have the ability to reliably transmute my lead. I've already got silver lead every day, so my income is fine. I could just throw in candles. I have a lot of small items. Probably much worse than the retort, though. Gonna leave that on the table. Huh. I don't transmute very effectively, but 5 regen a day is still a lot of passive regen. I obviously want the income here as well. That's 16 gold, and I can afford that. I've got 9 that I can liquidate easily. And I don't even need to sell 1 of it, so it's still very good for anything else. Yeah, I just do this. There's not a good enough reason not to. Obviously, the shops for the rest of the day are a bit shit now until I find a transmute. So hopefully this is not one of the rare non-mandala days, but that can happen to you. I'm gonna take a slow item as opposed to anything where I don't have money. Huh. That will be sold immediately for incense. That is a very good hit. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I could hit stuff like that. Now, I'm currently hasting gain a 2 regen twice. I think I'd rather haste the source of the slow and gain 3 regen, especially now that I've buffed it. And I'm pretty confident we blow a Hexa out here. We should just generate enough regen to deal with all their poison and enough poison to kill them before the tides could possibly turn. Can't really see myself being wrong about that.
Being alive.
Do not like that I'm currently running a pretty much base value retort and a seller, though. This is... I've got some jank garbage on my board. I mean, even the silver energy potion. This used to be like an absolutely sick item. But these days, a silver energy potion's kind of trash, to be honest with you. Anyway, as the viruses go off, we're at 28 to 12, so our region's still outpacing, and they have 42 poison, so yeah, we should be 100% fine to win this. RNG probably does not matter. Also, I believe it might have hit, like, my best items. Yeah, it hit my best regen generators as well. But it just doesn't matter. We have enough regen and enough poison to push through no matter what order it hits. I would like to change out these 3 items very soon. Ideally to Magnus Femur, but realistically to literally anything else. It doesn't need to be a good item. For our level up, we get a skill reward. We get 2 weapon skills and dumpster diving again. Please, God, give me skills that do something. No? That's not true. Hardly working can be useful. I'll take it. The other 2 do literally nothing for my build, though. I can liquidate 6 gold easily. 9 gold with some difficulty. Putting me at 13 gold if I really sold everything at Andy. I think I just take a medium silver item for economy reasons. I could also argue for taking 500 shield because it increases my chance of winning the fight, not insubstantially. But I think I'm not weak for the day anyway. Maybe I'm coping on that. Toss the virus because it's silver, so I don't get extra value at Volk Hack. Mandala, please. Mandala just didn't show up. Cool. Love to see it. I don't think there's a way Dragon Breath can be useful for me. So I will need to sell it at the end of the day. And I'm just going to go Mountain Pass here. There are too many fights I win, too much experience I can gain. That's fine by me. Still +2 experience.
Just need a good
Not level 6 on 4, but still very far ahead of experience curve on this run. Time to Tinker is very, very good. Energy Potion with Time to Tinker is one of the only ways that you can actually generate shield constantly on Mac. And Energy Potion just upgrades mine to gold, which is great. The rest of this, multi-tool's not bad. I'm playing a slow build. I'm playing into Magnus Femur as my out right now. I can't really say I'm playing a poison build, but that isn't out because I haven't found a transmute on day 4, and Mandala didn't show up, so I've got 1 transmute so far. I'm in a very weird spot presently. Sharpening Stone is definitely not what I wanted. I need a space either way. Gonna have to reload because of that inventory bug again. But like I was saying, I need to make an extra space to generate my gold lead at the start of the day anyway. And as a pig, I am the reason pig is non-viable. Now, there are some crazy weapon pigs that can start assembling what they need with Jabalian Drum around days 3 to 5, so maybe I'm still not favored. Igloo. Not what I was expecting. Very early belt, very tiny claw. I think he's just 100% dead. How much freeze does an Igloo do? Not a whole hell of a lot. Okay. Yeah, I definitely do not die to the burn he's doing. I definitely out-regen the damage. The shield doesn't matter. This is going to be one-sided. This does not work. And yet again, my Mac run is proving why I'm not uploading pig runs. Even though this is not, like, actually a great pig board, I just cannot imagine feeling good about a Scarf build at any point in a world where low-roll Mac obliterates it this hard, because I don't want to be playing Poison, and I still just smash him to bits. Going into day 5, we're 3-1 on income start, that's great. What's not great is the Transmutation backlog, the economy, the fact I found no endgame build to pilot towards. I spent all my money on, like, day 2 or 3 on Tome of Jahan and then never transmuted anything. I can get an upgrade from bronze, but I have no bronze item whose tier I really care about. I'm definitely gonna go Andy here. Happy to take Quill and Ink. The seller's pretty bad. I'm going to toss this barbed wire, pick up Emerald, looking to pivot towards that. I would happily run a Spider Mace, I think. No, because it hurts my Quill and Ink, which is multi-casting. I still don't think I have any future with Venom in this build, so I'm going to roll past it. We have Sapphire. Would I be willing to drop the seller for, like, Mothmeal, Emerald, and Black Rose? It's not very impressive. I need to float this Sapphire, period, in the story. It just opens up Freeze Lockout in the late game. I don't know, do I? I have literally nothing that goes into Freeze Lockout. No Boiling Flask, no Frost Potion, and no Potion Transmuter. Nothing. Whenever you poison, this gains 1 regen for the fight. Before it goes off, I expect to poison 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it starts off as 8 regen every 8. Compare that to something like this, which is 6 regen every 7. So yeah, Black Rose is just as good as my other regen items. I can't be too upset with it. I genuinely don't know that it's clearly better than Cellar Energy Flask, and I don't have an easy way to make room for it. That's all it comes down to. Of course, I do want to run the Emerald, but I mean, I guess I cut the Myrrh for that? I don't know, maybe I'd rather have better defenses. Like, if I could cut these for 3 good items, I would, but Mothmeal at Bronze and Black Rose don't feel like good items. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I think I can do better than this. I have nothing to go into this, and I don't feel comfortable trying.
Bazaar has many secrets.
And as always, loot item and gold. Eagle Talisman's not really what I'm looking for, but it's fine. I'm gonna toss the Fire Pot, give up on that dream, and pick up the Eagle Talisman. Small tool, temp boost, or middle. Gotta be middle.
Nothing tiny, nothing huge.
We have a Weasel Bead, which will have multicast, but I'm not a Freeze Lockout build in any capacity. Recycling Bin, Death Caps. I don't think I can buy a Death Caps. Like, yeah, your poison items gain 4 poison for the fight's pretty cool with Quill and Ink, but like, that's not the problem. Poison scales enough. It's that I'm relying on having time to scale in the first place. No, I don't want to upgrade it. Stop. I don't think there's anything for me to buy here. I'm just going to leave.
Hey, that's okay.
I think upgrading Cellar is madness. Just absolutely not. I obviously beat Mod Squad. I don't level up no matter what I fight. Sabretooth has the 1 in 11 at Diamond Fangs, and I'm looking at the possibility of like getting any of this to Diamond down the line being so much better. It's very important that you go up before a Freeze Dueling. I think that's all madness. I'm just going to fight Mod Squad for the most experience. Also the most gold, with gold cryptos and silver buildos are giving him a much higher average gold value. Maybe that's not true because the other guy's dropping pelts. Pelt's buggy though. It says it sells for extra gold and then only the bronze one actually does. I have no idea what the actual average gold value of Sabretooth is. Really should calculate that someday. For just all the enemies for my own clarity. Yeah, there's not a lot here in terms of things that I would actually want to put on my board. In fact, there's literally nothing. I'm actually surprised to see how much damage this guy does. I keep forgetting they buffed Charcoal and that Mod Squad's actually moderately scary now. Because very genuinely, this is so much closer than I thought it would be. Also, it just took the full Sandstorm to kill that guy. My damage has really fallen off a cliff. Haven't upgraded much since day 3. So I guess I should have expected that. Gold Crypto, that's very good. Oh, I should probably put this on something, huh? That's the thing, I don't really want to put it on my current items. I'm gonna sell the, gonna sell the Shard of Obsidian instead. I'll sell the Eagle Talisman at the end of the day. I'd rather not put it on what I currently have, though. Gotta go to Mandala over Sylvia. I need the gold income, which means I have to break another item, and I guess it'll be the 22 gold crypto. Best investment I ever made. Anyway, at least the retort's going up in value. Gold Floor Spike is not a terrible item. Ayla can sell a Magnus Femur. That's really all it needs to be able to do. I've also got a Floor Spike and a Dream, so I don't think putting Obsidian on Sword Cane makes me actually want that weapon. A fair point is that I don't really care about Quill and Ink. I have a Venomander. So this does get the poison and the regen, which is my whole game plan currently, but like I have nothing to scale it. It just doesn't matter. I can run Tzidian Dagger to enable the energy potion without using this board slot. I think that would be better. I just don't know if it's worth the gold. I'm rich as hell. It doesn't matter if it's worth the gold. I'm gonna roll here. I don't think any of this actually improves my board in any meaningful capacity. No large items, a bottled explosion with literally no base damage for it. A refractor. I do a lot of poisoning, a decent bit of slowing. I just do not have a level 7 upgrade currently. I guess it's going to be Tome of Yahan. I really don't see how to put that on my board and feel like I'm improving anything. I also think Floor Spike probably is better than Venomander, but it makes the Quill and Ink so much worse. It's hard to say. I feel like I just keep running this. I'm happy to float the Floor Spike. I'm just not happy about anything else that's happening. Yeah, no, this doesn't help. It's only because it's the hour before the fight that I'm even looking at it. In any other hour, and I've already left the shop. I'm going to sell Eagle Talisman to buff this. And there's nothing else I need to do. Let's go fight a pig. Glad to see it's a pig. Not so happy to see it's an undefeated pig.
But only so that I can study you. Are you sure?
Man, I really hope I didn't mess up my board positioning at some point. Guessing it's a crook? No, it's a Regal Blade. That makes way more sense. Like, wait, why would it be crook be undefeated? 393 damage. As long as I don't get the 13% crit, I think I'm fine. But this hurts like hell. That's a very painful bow. He did not get the 13% crit. He did get one there. I think I do probably die on the second Jabalion hit. Oh yeah, I'm just dead on the flail hit. Actually, the Ganja's doing too much. Surprisingly close. What was the crit chance from? Oh, Keen Eye plus Deadly Eye. Weird set of skills. Might have actually been dead to Rigged, giving me the Certified Acceleration. Weird board. Not sure what the ATM is doing. Just Regal Blade big enough to kill me because I haven't gotten the one extra pip of experience I needed to survive and win the fight, which is pretty rough. Almost far enough ahead to fix my bad board, but not quite. Anyway, like I was saying, the best thing I can do here is Tome of Yahan. I don't think a skill makes my board meaningfully better, so sure. Also, of note, I might have just lived that folly if I had gotten more regen from Tome of Yahan actually triggering. But it's day 6 and I've transmuted 2 fucking items, so here we are. Ayla, please, give me a big weapon that I can build around. I don't buff its damage. I can't... I don't know how you're supposed to use Goop Flail other than specifically having it on board with the Poppy Field, man. Obsidian Refractor is definitely more interesting than a normal Refractor, I'll give it that. Of course, having just leveled up, that's not going to gold anytime soon. I don't actually deal ailments very quickly in the first place. I genuinely think that's bait. If I'd seen it a level ago, I'd have taken it. And once again, a bunch of random garbage weapons that cannot possibly go into a board like mine. Ball pack, you can sell anything, even useful things. Probably not, though. I know how this is gonna go. Ouroboros statue. When you poison, gain 2 regen. Seller, you're dead to me. Emerald, you're in. Seller, you're out. Ouroboros statue, thank you for being an item that does literally fucking anything. It's been a while since I saw one. And we roll. Another chance to float a Sapphire. I'm notably wealthier than I once was. This Malv meal's never happening. I'm backlogged on lead and not anywhere near being able to use that meaningfully. I think this is a situation where it makes enough sense to float a lead. I'm very wealthy compared to what I once was. Hopefully I get a transform today, because it's kind of a big deal whether I do or don't. I don't know that I beat Lone. I have to beat Lone Shark. There's no shot I don't. One, I need to beat Lone Shark to level up to 8 today, which is very important. But two, like, this is so much regen now that I have Ouroboros, and so much more poison now that I have Emerald. Surely we're fine. We also have a small board that's particularly susceptible to slow. My confidence is waning a little bit as this fight goes on. Like, 50 regen sounds like a ton, but the volley's about to go off. I mean, we lived that one. Okay, we're good. I was right, I assessed it correctly. It's just very stressful to get down to 100. And that gets us the level today. Man, I would have loved to get, like, a reward from the fight instead of that. Yeah, no thanks. I'll just leave that on the table. I'd rather have a better Grandmaster down the line. Alright, small items it is.
You can't afford it.
I mean, they're upgrading the stuff that I care about. This will be on my board literally forever if I play the game I want to, and right now it's on my board either way. Bottle Tornado sounds like it just guarantees I die. My defenses don't really work with that, so I'm going to roll. Hey, it's the mace I said I would never use. I stand by that. I will pick up the Frost Potion, though. Not that it's good enough yet, but it could be great down the line. Well, Mountain Pass, normally sea fight, click fight. I'm all for that. I would be incomprehensibly stronger if I found Magnus Femur, so we're gonna walk on it this time. And we're gonna hit. That's nice. I will admit, though, as soon as I opened my stash, I got immediately upset that I have a Tome of Yahan at gold, a retort at gold. It's day 6. I have seen a total of 2 possible transmute locations. God, that's frustrating. Anyway, I think the obvious cut is Emerald Retort. Of course, the retort just goes into my stash, right? It doesn't fix anything. Always holding this, always holding this. Poison Spike is out. Sapphire Frost Potion probably no longer see play, to be honest. This gets held in case I see a heavy enchant. I've never seen anyone play Magnus Femur with, like, Sapphire Frost Potion in a Boiling Flask. Theoretically, if I had that, that's 4 slots. Then I need a second potion, 5, the Femur, 8. That just doesn't really work. There's no way to bridge the gap. I have to commit to something. Get out. Obviously, the Emerald's not happening either. We take the Femur. We would obviously like to have more slow than we do. Is there any other large item I can hit that I would care about? I don't think so. I can't think of a single time I saw Magnus Femur on board with another large item. Oh, right, but it's not that it goes on my board, it's that it goes in my stash. Potion Distillery, please. No, that's about right. Fair enough. Well, time to sort out my inventory. I need to sell at least one more thing before tomorrow. We have ammo skills, gold skills, heal and regen. Heal and regen are trash. Ammo is guaranteed extra ammo. I saw a Crip re-roll the ammo stash and just bugged out. He reloaded and there was nothing in the second page. Ammo skills literally is just gunner, well stocked, and then like a third skill that you probably don't pick on Mac. So on the one hand, that guarantees I can run an energy potion. I don't really want to be running Ouroboros statue, to be honest with you. But what else am I doing here? Like, the board's pretty shit right now. I'll be the first to admit. We need more slow than we have. But as a result, I probably need Ouroboros statue for the regen that it does offer. And because when you poison gain 2 regen, Myrrh is basically just worse than a floor spike. We definitely want all of our haste going on to the incense. And let's be real, we have to go gold skill here. Oh, wait a second. I have an Ouroboros statue on board. When your enemy uses an item, poison 1 and then gain 2 regen. Normally, this would have nothing to do with the Femur build, but in the specific circumstance I find myself in right now, especially in a bug meta with this on my board, yeah, I'll take Retaliatory Toxins. That's just a lot of defenses currently. You have to make room. The Myrrh's the thing to go out. Gonna need to make room again tomorrow immediately to transmute a lead, so I'll sell the Whetstone now as well. And are we favored? Absolutely not. It is a silver Femur on day 6 with a total of 2 slow items, but they are gold ranked slow items with a lot of regen behind them. Less than it should be, because Tome of Yahan is trolling, but hey. Playing a golf club build. I mean, it can one-shot me eventually. Let's see how it goes. He only has 6 items, so my slows will be pretty effective against him. He should stop overhealing pretty soon. No, I don't know that he will. Okay, I think that gets him out of range to ever overheal again, which is very important, because if this keeps stacking up, he will 100% kill me eventually. And yeah, the amount of regen this is generating is so stupid. I don't know that I would have won without retaliatory toxins. I'm gonna take a look at how much damage that golf club dealt at the end of this, and how much regen we have. Okay, we're at 160. Let's count what our items have done, and see where the regen came from. The golf club dealt 600 more health than I had. I think I'd have lived without this, but you'll notice that the gold incense dealt 40 regen, and Ouroboros dealt 100, huh? Alright. Weird way to get defenses, but you take what you can get. I like jank, this is pretty cool. Not a way I've ever seen Ouroboros used before. I can't believe I've never seen this item combo with this skill, but it seems pretty broken. Heal and regen, you get me a diamond incense. What else can I get from Herma? Herma's got about 25 to 30 items. I can upgrade Ouroboros statue, I can disconnect. I can upgrade the Tome of Yahan, but I don't transmute effectively. I think this is a sensible time to go Aerodrome. Sure. Let's see what's in the portal instead. Alright, Thieves Guild, happy with that. I could just make a ton of money. It'd be very tedious to click through it all, and I think I have a ton of money. It's just taking a second to turn into gold. I'm much happier fighting Mr. Moo here.
You got a death wish.
Mr. Moo is just +4 experience being a diamond enemy. There's no shot he kills me with the way that the regen I generate works. It's just so much. He only has 2 active items, so he's going to be slowed into the ground as well. I should just be fine here. I'll admit the opening volley had me a little bit worried, but we're immediately fine. I am sad to have missed Rust. I think smelling salts with Rust is one of those broken things Mac does, just turning Rust into guaranteed start of combat haste on any item you want. I cannot overstate how many times I've lost to that exact combo, starting a haste on something like a low cooldown incense or a throwing net, and just causing Femur to go off before my build does, and I'm like a 4-second cooldown bug build. So I missed that, which is unfortunate. Incendiary rounds. Is there a way to make use of this for me? Like, if I got a heavy enchant, it's just going on energy potion every time, right? I'll reconnect for the 3rd time this run. I don't really think there's a way for us to use incendiary rounds effectively. Not really super important to the character. I will gladly spend gold to roll at Cobweb on this build, though. I'm very happy with that. That is notably more damage scaling. I don't care about the refractor. Very genuine, I think upgrading smelling salts might just be a waste of gold. I'm not sure it does anything. What else can be sold here? There are earrings, fireflies, spider mace. Like, all of the stuff on slow reference isn't very good, but I guess I want slow more. Oh yeah, amber, that's the big one. Oh, bottled tornado slows. I always forget it has a secondary effect. Right. Don't want that at all. But basically, I'm rolling 8 gold for Throne Nut and Amber, and I think that's worth. I don't think this does anything. The haste literally does nothing. The slow probably doesn't do anything, might not do much even if it does affect something. I'm going to roll. Oh, it's just a bunch of heavy enchanted shit. And also, heavy potion, not having a slow effect, just giving the things heavy is really underwhelming. Like, if it was a 2-second slow, I might be interested. But it's not. 6 seconds slow 1 for 2 is not very good. It does scale the poison a lot. Venomander and Quill and Ink both suck now, right? They're just worse than this. Yeah, weirdly enough, I do sell Quill and Ink and Venomander here for a heavy Nightshade. I don't even think this is very good. It's just an item that says slow and it scales up a lot because of a Ouroboros statue. It's not what I want, but I feel fairly rich and I can afford to make that sort of decision. Do we beat Shock Trooper in time? I have to imagine we do, right? Surely we do. Just the amount of slow we have out of a permanently hasted gold incense should do it. Also, we might actually live through the second shot. His board is moderately fast. It's a lot of regen out of this. Oh yeah, we just kill him on time. This being at gold just solves the problem. Never mind. And no, our regen is barely keeping pace with the burn. It's not even doing that. I underestimated the amount of burn this guy does. But we're fine. Might have been some early crits off of something due to Tracer Fire. I feel like he doesn't normally deal that much burn that quickly. Need to make some room. Never using these incendiary rounds, right? 100%. Any enchant that's broken on them is more broken on specifically the energy potion anyway. Well, I don't have any bronze items I care about, so thanks for giving me nothing for the loot item. Really appreciate that. 3 gold tier chocolate bars, 5 gold tier chocolate bars I spend the money, or potions. Would I take a heavy potion over a floor spike in this circumstance? When you poison, gain 2 regen, it counters weapon builds to some degree. I wouldn't mind upgrading the energy potion either. I think I would just rather sell the Cinder, throw this away, throw that away, and go get my 3 free gold chocolate bars. And then disconnect for the 4th time this run. Come on, servers, you got this. Maintenance isn't here yet. Hey, it's Mandala. I like Barcoon a lot. He can upgrade this, he can sell me a throne nut. But I also like just gaining 10 regen, you know? I think that probably makes a lot of sense. I also like securing my long-term economy. Wait, why did it gain value? Did this gain 4 poison because I gained regeneration before the fight? Does that carry over into the fight, or does it reset properly? I'm a little bit confused right now. 1 second. I was trying to figure out exactly why my heavy nightshade jumped up 4 poison. It's because it triggered from gaining regen from Tome of Yahan. And it's still here in the fight. It shouldn't be permanent. It should reset back to 6 after this fight. Also, I do not like Metronome Solar Farm. Very scary. I think I should kill him first, just as the Femur deals so much damage. I definitely would feel better playing a Throne Net sort of build. The big gap between Femur hits isn't what you want. You want to just throw shit at them until they die, although admittedly, Throne Net would have been terrible here. Literally no weapons, no friends. Very rare sight on a dueling. But we're taking wins. Gold Femur is just very, very strong. I would like to get Amber. I'd like to upgrade Incense. These other options aren't great. So I'll go to Andy. It's not a great shot, but it's the best option available to me. No thanks to all of that. Ritual Dagger is so strong with Moose Staff that I briefly wondered if it was good now, and it's most certainly not. Soul Ring could potentially be an absolute shitload of poison in its base regen, which is defenses. Like, I kind of look at Floor Spikes and think this does literally nothing. In what matchup is this somehow going to be the difference? The flip side is also like, why am I spending 10 gold on Soul Ring when I'm trying to cut it immediately either way? I think they're both pretty irrelevant. So spending 4 gold to go from a slightly weak item to a slightly less weak item seems weird. Pole's good. I would like to upgrade Magnus Femur. I would like to get Apothecary. It's up against a guaranteed transform. I don't care. Pole has 2 out of 16 for the most important items in the entire game for this build. Obviously not those. And I hit neither. I got 6 out of the 14 that were useless. Well, that obviously hurts my economy a lot, but I think taking the chance at Potion is still like not clicking Pole seems crazy. So we have to random something then. And since I don't know what this is, if I knew it was heavy, I would never put it on Magnus Femur. I'd be putting it on Energy Potion every time. However, anything else, I think literally anything else, I put it on the Femur. So let's random the Femur. I wonder if there's a weird enchant on Ouroboros for haste. Probably not. Oh, that's very good. That's essentially just Obsidian, which is, you know, kind of what I'm looking for. Obsidian, Fiery, Shiny, those are the most damage you can get. Nothing to think about. Let's go into the fights. Is that true? Does Joyful Jack have anything? No. Those fights can have useful things for other builds, not for me. Let's just push experience. It's very weird that I'm playing Femur with this little slow. It's literally just Incense Femur and good enough. Yeah, every time Incense goes off, it almost full charges this thing, right? It's 6 seconds. I guess that's not almost a full charge. It feels that way. I don't know why it feels that way. I guess just timing out similarly to these other 2 items, which is why it looks that way. All of this goes off in the first volley, we do a lot, and then it slows down tremendously. Gotta take Curio, try to increase the slow duration even more.
Relax.
I need to make some room. It's technically wrong to sell all of these now, but I don't feel like dealing with it. And it did properly reset back to 6. It just resets at the end of the fight, so getting regen between fights does some weird stuff. I think if I got an Amber and a Throne Net, I would replace these 2 items and keep the Ouroboros statue for the regen it generates with retaliatory toxins. I don't know that increasing the poison on it would matter, though.
Wait.
I will take the damage buffs, however minor they are, just because I have shiny, so it's twice the value it normally is. Grumble, grumble, no slow buffs. Happy to take 1% cooldown reduction, though. Just a little bit sad that that's all it is.
That's a bargain.
And I should have taken the spider. I've got the money for it. I didn't realize how rich I was.
Warms my rusty shirt.
And as I was saying, I think Ouroboros is sticking on the board the longest, so it's the one that gets it. Sad not to be seeing this go up to 3 or 4 seconds. That's enough to really brick some builds. Barcoon's obviously a good shop. I see Hattie, I click Hattie. Even great shops can very regularly give you nothing or just something okay that's not really what you wanted. Barcoon only really has 3 items that I care about a ton. 4 if you count Ouroboros, the other 3 being Throne Net. That's very nice. The other 3 being Throne Net, Distillery, and... What is this? Oh, and Femur is the last one, but these are not the loot items I wanted. This Ouroboros really isn't going anywhere anymore. It deals a lot of poison now. Still not very fast. I guess I hold this in case I transform it. I can't imagine I do that. I have such a massive backlog. I think we're well poised against anyone who's at 2 wins. Femur's just a very, very powerful item. Even though I feel like I've low rolled the Femur support pretty severely here. No start of combat slow. Not happy about that. Oh, you don't have a medium item for it. Wait, no, you do. You have Astrolabe. And it's... Oh, that's very scary. His build got a lot better just now is what I'm hearing. We're on a pretty severe clock, and I don't think I'm going to beat it. Dude, Dragon Skill massively increased the amount of burn this guy does. I think we actually do just barely kill him in time. Yeah, thank God. Holy shit. Without Draconic Rage, this guy does nothing. Which Draconic Rage's build is slightly better. 285 burn. And you can see that 7 and 4, 11 times 5, 55. 230 burn from a 1 skill. Almost lost to his day 8 dragon kill, apparently. Surprised his build beat dragon, also. That seems very weird to me. Kina can be very good, so can Monster Ranch. As much as I like some cooldown reduction, I really need to find an Amber or a Throne Net or something, man. I love Monster Ranch, but I'm just missing items I need for this build to win in the long run. I can't do it. I'll buy the Catalyst because I can just buy, sell any other reagent to transform it. Or get offered literally nothing, like you do. Alright, next door it is. Level 10, we have Poison skills, Crit skills. I think I have to go Max skills here, but what am I even looking for? Dude, I don't know what I'm looking to do here. I kind of feel like I go Poison skills for a chance at Poison Freeze. That's how bad these options are. Like, Femur just has no support from these options. Maybe I go Max skills so that I can get ammo for Energy Potion in case I, like, see a Death Enchant Heavy or something. I don't know. If the Energy Potion goes off once with a shiny Femur at Diamond, I'm just gonna kill him anyway, right? So, like, I don't need extra ammo. It's entirely unnecessary. I'm gonna go for a chance at Poison Freeze, or just raw poison value here.
About poison.
It seems like Toxic's a pretty minor thing, but I have Retaliatory Toxins. Fine. Retaliatory Toxins convince me that Toxic is actually enough scaling to impact the chance of winning. Throne and Net Metal, please, just this once, or if you can't be bothered, at least an Ouroboros upgrade, you know? Think we're well past the point of a Boiling Class making sense. I would also buy, sell any medium reagent here. Hey, Throne Nets! Slow 1 item for 2 seconds on 5 speed. This has +1 multicast for each weapon or friend your enemy has, and the vast majority of builds have at least one of those, usually many, many more. I'm sorry, Nightshade, it is your time to go. And I'm gonna check and see if they ever fix this bug. I'm gonna reload my game real quick. They have not. If you sell the Catalyst as the 3rd sell for Catalyst, it does not trigger a transform because nothing transforms. You can see I'm still at the same region value I was. But it does generate the shielded, or rather enchanted item that it should have. You just have to reload to see it. Weird. Anyway, I'm going to take a Throne Net about it. I guess I could have bought sold the reagent and that would have gotten me 10 regen. I just wanted to do science. It obviously wasn't the right thing to do. Do I want to haste this one or the Incense? I think in fights where Throne Net has more than Incense does, it's going to be a win anyway if Throne Net goes off. And having Throne Net go first and then trigger the haste on Incense does actually speed me up ever so slightly in a meaningful way. I think it's not a huge deal either way. I'm happy with this. And having found Throne Net, like obviously the right side of my board is completely random and weird. It's very not what you'd expect. But we are so much stronger than we used to be with the Throne Net and the Incense. I'm 100% sure we kill this man before the Scythe goes off. I'll be very surprised if I'm wrong about that, just because 1, he's going to be slow locked forever, and 2, it will not take long to resolve this. It got closer than I thought. There's still that big gap because I just have the 3 slow items. No Amber, no additional slow on the right, just not that much. And not nearly enough to kill someone on time. Yeah, I'll toss the scrap. It's obviously never going to matter. We go Mandola for the transform, I think. I appreciate 10 regen. I appreciate 15 gold. Almost got me there, game. Please actually switch my items. Golden Myrrh. That's fine, I guess.
The formula of life is revealed.
Gonna keep going gold tier loot items. I don't think I need any reagents, really. That's by far the best loot item I could have gotten. And we have Tox Clocks. It's not really competing with anything. Also, it's Kronos, not Tox Clocks. But still. A bunch of turbo enchants, none of them actually good for my build. There's the tiniest argument to like Turbo Hemlock being better than Floor Spike because hasting something is better for me. I don't agree with that argument. Well, I'm happy to upgrade the energy potion. It needs to be a higher tier if I'm ever going to use it. But not particularly impactful options, really. However, I'm so much stronger with Throne Net and 10 more regen. I feel a lot better about this. And also, this dually that's bombing out has probably been trying to assemble something with bugs and failing. So I expect to see a lot of friends. That is the friend group. 8x multicast, buddy. I will say, Fiery Drill is a little bit big. I wasn't expecting him to have quite that much support for a Fiery Drill and be bombed out. I guess before the drill, he really didn't have much going on, though. And yeah, Throne Net just hard counters bugs with Magnus Femur. I have seen this on the other side a lot. Had quite a few runs that almost didn't go 10 because of this. Had quite a few runs that didn't go 10 because of this. Throne Net just destroys the bugs because they don't lock you out fast enough. Usually, anyway. I don't even know if I had room to generate a lead, but seeing as I have 3 of them, I think it's probably a moot point. Let's go Kina, find an Amber, and go to the moon. Yeah, that's sort of similar. So, the floor spikes don't matter. The gold energy potion is better. And that means I can do this.
I'm so glad.
It might be better to sell a lead. I don't know if I'm supposed to. I'll think about it. Oh, wait. I got distracted from the real purpose here. Ouroboros statue, I think we're done. You were great for a long time. But having more small items makes me better against potential lockout from dualies. And more importantly, Amber just needs to be here. It makes my own lockout so much stronger. It's another slow item. It's a multi-slow item as well, which is fantastic. And that gives me the space I need to transmute this. Hopefully we can find something throughout the rest of the day. And if I find something on this next page, it's actually kind of awkward. I don't gain health, so this is kind of just a useless item. So we'll be on our way. We'll transmute something out of shop, ideally. Sorry, Mandala, we've outgrown the need for you. And it feels so good the build has just come together in a huge way. Strength Potion's fine, it's just a good enough thing to throw on our board. Sell the chunk of gold so we can afford to pick stuff up later. And roll, there are plenty of hits we can have. Our whole board is covered in small items that love upgrades. And at this point, we're kind of just like playing the board that you expect to see with Magnus Femur. We obviously cannot fight the Void Golem, it just, you know, 1 and X to kill our build, and then even if it misses, we probably still lose. If it does miss, no matter what it hits, I do live long enough to swing this thing once. How much health does a Void Golem have? Probably too much. Doesn't have that many weapons. If it has 2 weapons, it means it has 2 caltrops and I'm dead. Yeah, no, I can't imagine I beat that. Property Baron can kill me on a crit, so we just have to go fight Hulking Experiment. And it's very funny to be like, oh, you can't possibly beat the other 2 fights and then come here. Because I guarantee you, this man is instantly dead. It's not going to be a close fight. Even with only 2 on the throne, and not just instantly resolved twice. Still had another swing left for 789. The crit did not matter. Oh, the crit also wasn't random either. It was guaranteed.
Time for you.
Feeling pretty good. We're going to hit 13 for the Diamond Club today as well. I want to go Quicksoul, get this backlog transmuted. I think chocolate bars are worse than the 10 regen I'm guaranteeing by transmuting this stuff. Ooh, Runic Potion. Is there an argument that Runic Potion's better than one of these right now? Probably. And I think the answer is actually it's better than the Haste Potion. Because it goes off before the first swing, which gives me so much durability. Yeah, I'm going to take Runic Potion over Haste Potion here. I think the first volley probably kills. I think it triggers 4 swings of the club without the Haste Potion pretty much immediately. I don't think we need it. Also, the Haste Potion's not hitting all of my slow items, and hitting the Strength Potions doesn't really matter. We'll see how it times out on our PvP fight, but I think this is vastly better. And one more shop to hit for another 10 flat regen. But first, Magnus Femur deserves an upgrade. All the way to Diamond. Whenever you slow charge this 2 seconds, it gains 75 damage for the fight. That's awkward, because I obviously want to gamble for experience. But it actually makes me weaker today and makes inventory management tomorrow very awkward. So I am going to go to Ayla for the very, very small chance of like an Obsidian enchant on one of my items, upgrading them. And also just to get that transmute done for 10 regen. I see Diamond Explosion, and I just feel sad. I want to make the Bottle Explosion work. I know it's good enough, but I just obviously not the build for it. Alright, it's a Mackle. We're both alive. We're both doing good in the late game. There's a lot of different builds it can be. Oh, he's playing Poppy Field? No, he's playing Staff of the Moose with Bonk. I don't like the Bonk part. I don't like the 890 damage Philo Stone either. I don't think I'm just dead, but it looks pretty bad because of the invuln period. Nope, we still get him. I would like to thank the regen, or rather the lifesteal from Runic Potion there. I want to see how much damage I actually took, because that was very scary. I healed for 6,800. No, he only dealt 2.4k. His non-Obsidian Philosopher's Stone Toxic Moose damage wasn't actually that high. If this had resolved, he'd have dealt like another 1,000. But even with that and another resolution here, I'd probably have just barely been alive without the lifesteal. But the lifesteal made that downright one-sided. The Philo Stone is terrifying, though. You hate seeing Philo Stones that big. Anyway, we hit JJ. There's no reason to go to Mandala anymore with the distillery.
Sometimes I sell stuff.
No reason to care about poisoning that I can think of. Certainly not over the items I'm running. Toss this. I could keep rolling the Rainbow Potion, but like, to what avail? Just get it out of my inventory, make things simple. I have infinite gold. I don't want to deal with inventory management when it's not doing anything. Heal and regen can get me the upgrade on incense, as opposed to like selling my income source for... I don't need more income, but I would be selling it for 150 health. And it would lose regen in the long run. I'd rather go to Herma. She can also find any, yeah, Philosopher's Stone is a fine example of this. Any reagent that will just give me 10 regen immediately. And on the next page, do we have the incense? We do not. Although we might run into awkward things like not being able to pick up monster loot, but 141 gold, who even cares? Trash Titan's at least a good fight to have to settle for, because if I go to Trash Titan, at least I have the 1 in, what is it, 8? 1 in 9 at Juggler, which is not bad. There is also a reagent here. Most of his loot is small, so it probably doesn't cause any problems with my inventory. And 2 of them are reagents, so that's also good. Build seems solid, doesn't it? Just very normal things coming out of Magnus Femur. I really wanted to get a run-in with this build before the patch hit today, because I kind of figure if I was going to guess at what the big item taking a nerf on Mac was going to be next patch, it was the Femur. It's sort of showing off that it's very, very strong in this run. Sure. I don't think it does anything, but sure, get it out of future stores. They did fix stores selling dupes. Heavy Moose Staff. Surely I can fit it. I can make it happen. I have so much damage. It's not possible. It's not remotely sane to try either. Like, who even cares? Just guarantee a crit with lifesteal and slow more for longer, right? What are we talking about? Get out. Don't do that.
The Bazaar has many secrets.
We have another Rainbow Potion, which I do not want to deal with. Haste and Charge, Burn, or Diamond tier skills. Explosive Potions, the first 4 or 8 times you use a potion each fight. I don't actually use that many potions. Having these just charge this by 1 additional second barely matters. I go diamond tier skills. There's a huge number of things here that could be pretty impactful. These are thoroughly not it. These all just do nothing. Let's try again. Look, I recognize that I could just be throwing the run here. There's a lot of dualies that don't actually deal physical damage that I go off before. This also puts me much closer to one-shot range from any sort of Dualtron, though. Do I die if I die today? No, I have 4 shots. Well, 3 to 4, depending on what day I lose, to get my 2 wins. Because I don't die today, I really want to pick this. Any sort of ailment build gets nothing from me picking this. I'm doing it, damn it. I like Glass Cannon. I don't play with it enough. It's a very fun ability. I'm also going to take health and regen and unrelated news, so it could be anything that's causing me to care about this. Of course, it would be a Vanessa. There's a real chance I still win, though. My damage output is so fast, the slow makes them benefit less from it than the other. Oh, it's Aquatic Vanessa. She's just fucking dead. Yeah, this is one of the matchups where it's very, very good. When you heal, charge a shield. He has a healing restorative vents. And I guess it doesn't really matter which of those he's charging, to be honest. But yeah, the damage with Glass Cannon Shiny Femur is kind of ridiculous. How long did that fight actually go? Like, I can watch the lighter, right? It's at 2.9 seconds. If it doesn't get hit by a slow, then I'll be able to just be clear that... Oh, I got hit by a slow. But that was about 7 seconds then. Just 7 seconds to kill him. 12-second cooldown. Not actually, though. Just ridiculous things that have Incense and Throne Net. Was that first volley, or did anything actually resolve a second time? That has to have been first volley and just internal cooldown cap, right? Like, nothing actually goes off a second time. Yeah, that's the first... Yeah, nothing triggered a second time, I think. Maybe Incense did. I think that might have exactly been Incense resolving. Incredibly strong. Anyway, it's time to lose 2 runs back-to-back and not go 10 wins because I picked this stupid skill, right?
Oh, hello.
I don't even know what upgrading Throne Net does. I probably shouldn't have come here. Well, I'm gonna roll anyway. I've already come to the shop. Memento Mori. I would consider an invulnerability potion over something, but I can't really put this in the build. It makes me so much more vulnerable to freeze lockout, because the thing is, right, if they have very small gaps in the freeze build, then these will manage to resolve. They will charge this to full and kill them. But if they don't have small gaps, my items just don't trigger, and Memento Mori cuts 2 items. It's not worth it. I'd consider dropping Strength Potion or Runic Potion for a Diamond Invuln, absolutely, but not for Memento Mori. Bite Potion is not it. I'll let it keep rolling, actually, because if I can get to a gold Invuln Potion, it can make it more likely I get what I want. Huh. Well, that's just going to go on Incense, because it's the only thing that gives me more slows. Well, Amber also does. But Incense does effectively the same quality of slow, but faster, because it's my haste target. Do I even beat Volca's Enforcer? Probably not. I doubled his damage output. Let's go fight the Juggler guy instead. Oh, Trash-sided, I'm sorry. I've relegated you to Juggler guy. Obviously, Juggler is very good with the build, though. Is this a first resolution kill? Oh, wait, I forgot I got hardly working all those days ago. I finally removed all the other regen items from my board. So this goes off, it charges this 3 seconds, so it resolves, and then it charges itself the rest of hardly working. It's hasted at that point as well. So yeah, it just fully resolves a second afterwards. Maybe even 0.8 seconds because of the haste. Yes, 0.8 seconds later it goes off again. And the haste does do that, but would I rather just have Throne Net go off a second time faster? I think, weirdly enough, it's better to put it on Throne Net at this... Oh, we got Juggler. Huh, that's very good. Very interesting skills here. So the way this is working is 4.7, basically, seconds in. This gets charged 1 second, so it resolves. And then because of all the slows, we resolve the next 4 ticks of hardly working. It's at 4 seconds, or 4.8 seconds at that point. So if I have Smelling Salts on this, it resolves immediately. Otherwise, I have to wait 0.7 seconds for it to go off again. Alternatively, I can put it on this, and rather than having it go off 0.8 seconds after the volley, I can have it go off 1.5 seconds after the volley, and then 1.7 seconds later, Throne Net resolves again. I think it's better to have the instantaneous double trigger on Instance. It seems like it just kills people. It's very good. These all suck. There's nothing here. I'm going to go to middle to roll for invuln potion, but there is literally nothing I can find. I have infinite money. I'm not even going to look it up on how Bazaar. I'll just roll for the throne net upgrade, but I'm pretty sure it's like longer duration. It doesn't do anything. Sure. You're the reason I'm so rich. You can be at diamond. Not that it does anything. It's technically wrong because I might want that gold to spend that pearl. I'll take my loot item. Well, once again, I don't think that actually does anything. Obviously, a gold tier hammer is a lot better, but yeah, whoops. Throne net, smelling salts, amber, and strength potion are all not tools. I'm just gonna go gamble for experience in case it affects tomorrow. I could gamble for health in case it affects today. With how fast my build is, I don't see that being likely. I'm like instantly dead to some bullshit if anything affects today.
They build.
Going to just toss these now. Technically, I could have rolled the upgrade hammer to generate 4 gold. I am so far past caring about money. And I have played enough Dooley to feel very, very confident that this man is instantly going to die. He's not Dualtron, which is the one way I could have been worried. Bulldozer's great. He has a 4.2 second resolution here, but at base freeze duration, I should be able to get some resolutions through and kill him. It should not be quite full lockout. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe I underestimated him. It looks like he just barely locks me out. Nope, no he doesn't. Like I said, I've been on the other side of this a lot. Diamond Dualtron with Robotic Factory is not quite an infinite loop at base freeze duration. You need a little bit more against wider boards, and this board is very wide. I want to watch that again. It was very close. I was getting kind of unlucky because you saw that there was like a long period of time where this was unfrozen. Any of these slow durations being unfrozen would have been much more valuable to me. But still, like, it's very hard for him to win that. He has to kill me immediately, which obviously has a good chance at doing because I've made his bulldozer twice as strong. But the flip side is if he doesn't lock me out, it's the first volley that kills, which is why I thought this was so valuable. Is like, I'm more concerned with killing on the first volley against this sort of build than anything else. Obviously, with Bulldozer and Dualtron, it can have huge ramifications negatively, even a power drill. But there's also a lot of dualies that make true full lockouts. It's how I prefer to play dually. And they do it by cutting stuff like power drill, Dualtron, etc., and only running friends. And if that was the sort of build I was up against, then Glass Cannon would be the reason I had any chance of winning. Surprised to see me actually managed to stop it. Diamond Dualtron with the Robotic Factory. Since I do not go off in under 4.2, I was very worried, but we still get through. And this is, in my experience, the most consistent counter to freeze dually in the current meta, as well as just like the other super powerful, super consistent late game build. I imagine if you've been playing a lot lately, you have played a Mac very similar to this, because yeah, just Magnus Femur, Throne Net, Incense, turn haste into slow, or sorry, slow into haste, make your slows last longer, and then you have 2 item slots left. May as well crit with lifesteal, right? The last 2 slots are really the flex spots that could be sort of anything, and the skills have huge variance. There's a lot of skills that don't affect something like this. I find a lot of Mac builds don't care too much about their skills, but certainly Glass Cannon, Juggler are pretty good here. Hardly Working is incredible. I hadn't realized it because I've never played the Femur myself, but Hardly Working is so good in this sort of build because you end up with just Incense being your only regen item, so it guarantees you get a double trigger on your Incense as soon as your stuff goes off in the first volley. And yeah, with Juggler, Hardly Working, this much slow, Glass Cannon seems like it was the right call. I was very worried I just like Q in and there'd be a 1-second cooldown katana on the other side that instantly killed me in 4 seconds. Glad that didn't happen. I do think on average this was right, but it just requires such a cold call of what the meta is to be confident in it. And I don't have any confidence in meta calls, to be real with you. I see so many pigs and I frankly don't know why. Anyways, this video might be getting uploaded during the downtime where they nerf this card. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I hope it's still good if they do. The Femur is just very, very strong. I like it a lot. I think it's very cool. Don't think the connection issues are very cool. What better way to end it? I think the game's telling me to wrap it up. On, I think, the 6th disconnected the run, I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for your time. If you made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like. That sort of thing really does help boost the channel up in the algorithm, spread the videos around, help the channel grow, and I really sincerely appreciate it. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, I didn't even disconnect for real. It was just a prank. Don't worry about it, bro.